Oh, man. Oh, man, I can't believe this. I mean, this Raja clip is crazy. The son of Rampage Jackson. Oh, man, that is crazy. And let's talk about this. Control of emotions and understanding the ego within oneself is so important, okay? Listen, I'm gonna break down the story and tell you everything about this Raja Jackson knocking out this wrestler in the ring, while it's also all of this could have been avoided, completely avoided, okay? Raja Jackson, if you didn't know, is the son of MMA fighter Rampage Jackson, okay? He was attending a wrestling event with his buddy. He was saying hello to all the wrestlers. One wrestler thought Raja was part of the entire wrestling group because he saw the cameras. He's like, all right, let me run a promo because they have the cameras out. They're always working. They always want to get one above one another. So the wrestler takes an empty can. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the wrestler's name is Psycho Sid. Okay, so Psycho Sid takes a can, crushes it over Raja Jackson's head. Okay, Raja gets all up in his face and he's like, you don't know who you messing with. I'm gonna knock you out. And then the guy, Psycho Sid, is like, you're not gonna sell it? You're not gonna sell it? Meaning he thinks Raja is part of the whole wrestling brigade over here. He thinks, he's got the cameras around him. Let me just jump in with the fun. And it's a prop can, okay? So immediately Psycho Sid apologizes to Raja Jackson. He puts his hand out as a man to man. If another man takes the time to apologize, he is sorry. Let it go and let the bygones be bygones, okay? Because when you're out here in this life, one decision could destroy the rest of your life in seconds, okay? Realize that if you live by the sword, you will die by the sword. This is foreshadowing of what's coming next, okay? So he accepts the apology. Everything is cool. He goes inside with his wrestling buddy. He gets a phone call from his dad, Rampage Jackson, and this is where, again, he lets down his son.
And then by the time I popped in your stream, you was hugging on a dude in some damn tights. Man, shut the fuck up. Man, you shut the fuck up. I looked at your stream, nigga, you were hugging on some dude in some booty shorts. I wasn't fucking hugging on nobody.
Okay, this could have completely been avoided. So this is fail-safe one that completely broke through, because when you're speaking to a father or a mother, you expect the care of saying, you know what, son, it's okay, don't let it get to you. We're multi-millionaires, don't sweat it. But Rampage calls his son and says, oh, you letting this guy bother you? I see you running around with men in tights and just a lot of toxic masculinity, okay? A lot of toxicness, a lot of sadness when you listen to this conversation, because you can see Raja Jackson's face just welling up with anger, getting more upset by the minute that goes by, because he's expecting the support from his dad that he didn't receive.
It's sweet. People think this shit's a fucking game. Straight up, bro.
So you could just see he's riled up, he's angry, he feels like now he has to prove himself. Why does he feel like he has to prove himself? Because his father testing him and saying, oh, you're only seen when you are manly, okay? And that's not the case, because when you put that out there or you instill that in your son, he is going to have that rage, okay? So understand, he hangs up the phone, and as soon as he hangs up the phone, you could see that he's riled up. He's completely riled up. He sees the comments scrolling by. They're making fun of him. They're saying, oh, you're not big and bad. You let this wrestler smash a can over your head. Oh, you just let everybody bother you. Oh, your dad doesn't respect you. Ha, ha, ha. So he's reading all these comments, thousands of comments going by on the kick stream, okay? And you can see him breathing and his face welting and his balling his fist and the anger increasing. At this point in time, as a true man, you have to let it go. You have to be able to let it go, because a decision that's today's decision that's recorded could last a lifetime, okay? So understand, as that Psycho Sid gets into the ring to do, this is his passion. This is what he does daily. Wrestling, doing his thing, putting the maneuvers out there. Raja Jackson, who's not part of the show, jumps into the ring, takes Psycho Sid, lifts him up, and basically body slams him on his head, which could have killed him instantly. Luckily, Psycho Sid survives. He's given him at least 10 to 20 punches to his head and mouth, to the point where they were saying that some of his teeth were in his throat. Now, if a man has apologized to you and said, hey, my bad, I thought you were gonna sell it. I thought you were part of one of us. I thought you were a wrestler. I would take that as a big sign of respect, because he's mistaking you for somebody tough. He's mistaking you for a wrestler. Wrestlers are usually large in stature, okay? But he's just taking it as disrespect. So he's wailing on him, punching on him, and I'm gonna try to put those clips in here or somewhere. You're gonna be able to see the clips. They're gonna be right here. And at that point in time, you see this happening, and you are just blown away by the aggression, the unhinged rage that came from Raja, okay? But what's the learning lesson? When you see somebody else stumble and fall, you always want to take lessons from that, okay? And the true lesson here is control of emotions and understanding and getting over the ego. Getting over the ego is so important, because the world just does not revolve around us, one, and two, if you live by the sword, you will die by the sword, because now this man's career, he could be booted off. I believe he's booted off kick. I believe if he's trying to do MMA, who's gonna wanna coach him? This is something that anywhere he goes, even if he applies at a job at McDonald's, or if he wants to be a Uber Eats, or if he wants to become a future as a lawyer or a doctor, whatever he wants to be, maybe MMA is not in his future. He was thinking about the satisfaction of the first 5 minutes of, oh, I'm gonna punch on this guy, I'm gonna beat on this guy, without realizing the trajectory and the effect that it will have on the rest of his life. So take a moment before any decision is made. Any decision made in emotion is always made in clouded judgment, okay? Understand and know it's so important to say, you know what? Let me take a breather. Let me take 10 deep breaths before I make a decision and say, you know what? I just made a decision that just changed my whole life. This man's life could potentially be over. He could be facing jail time and other retaliations, okay? So the biggest lesson here, my people, is understand that it's so important to have control of your emotions, understand that the next day will get better, and know that if somebody tests you, everyone is gonna test your patience in this life, but it's up to you whether you let them own you, because when they control your emotions, if someone gets to you and says, oh, you got a big forehead, oh, you got an ugly hairline, oh, you short, oh, you tall, oh, you fat, when you let all of these negative words get to you, that person owns you. They got you on the leash, on the range, and they're like, look at this, I can make this person mad, I can make this person sad, I can make this person upset. And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to be that person that's easily controlled by other people. So when you lash out, that's exactly what they want you to do, because then they say, I have finally won and I have the upper hand. Because if the cops come and they say, what happened here? They're going to point the finger. He did it. It was him, you know? So take the lesson with you and understand that if something like that happens in your life, take the deep breaths. I would bust out 10 push-ups. I'd be like, you know what, let me bust out some 10, 20 push-ups so I don't hurt anybody. You know what I mean? Be responsible, be real, and always understand as the days goes on, it gets better, my people. So like I was saying, thank you for sticking around. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.